Hi there. It is time for another rant from my kitchen. Now, PJ Media is covering this. I just spotted it and I just want to smack somebody. And even even if you are fine with abortion, even if you don't consider it murder, even if you just consider it getting rid of a glob of undifferentiated tissue, what these people are up to should anger you. Okay, they want to restore federal U.S. taxpayer funding for abortion in other countries. Okay? Ah, you know, they're claiming that the Helms Amendment, which prevents U.S. funds from going to fund abortions overseas, is deeply rooted in racism. You do not have to look far to see how rooted in racism these population control zealots are. Um, Although it's an older book, Betsy Hartman, who is very pro choice, wrote a book called Reproductive Rights and Wrongs that talks about the imperialist racism of these population control measures. As PJ O'Rourke put it, the population control is just a socially acceptable way of being racist. It's just enough of me, way too many of you. They're not getting upset about all those little white babies being born, but they collectively lose their shit if those black, brown, and yellow women crank out kids faster than they think they ought to be cranking them out. So what they're doing is they are defending racist population control measures being funded by the US government as an anti-racist thing. And the Helms Amendment is a policy deeply rooted in racism. It imposes our arbitrary and medically unnecessary abortion restrictions on international communities, allowing the United States to control the health care and bodily autonomy of billions of black and brown people around the world, said Representative Jan Schazlowski, Democrat of Illinois. Seriously, this is just, we're not going to pay for it. If Bill Gates wants to go ahead and fund all these abortions so that these black and brown and yellow people stop breeding so fast that it makes these people nervous, he's perfectly welcome to take all of his money and snuff out as many black, brown, and yellow fetuses as makes his little heart happy. But these people have a lot of damn gall to think that their racist move to try to keep minority people from building up their populations in poor countries should be founded by our tax money. Oh, just like the Hyde Amendment, the Helms Amendment puts reproductive and economic freedom out of reach for women of color. Black women have twice the abortion rate in the United States as white women. Twice the abortion rate. How is our federal government not paying for elective abortion, standing between black women and the abortion table? It's not. I mean, what is it that they want? Is the black abortion rate being double the white abortion rate not good enough? Do they need to be aborting 10 times as many black babies as white babies before they're happy? In New York City, more black babies are aborted than are born alive. Think about that. These racist. Abortion is healthcare, and healthcare is a fundamental human right. For too long, anti-choice policy, including the Helms Amendment and Hyde Amendment, has dictated who has access to critical healthcare, economic opportunity, and bodily autonomy. What does abortion have to do with any of that? Mercy Ships goes around and provides health care. Doctors Without Borders provides health care. There are all kinds of charities providing actual health care. This is not about health care. This is about population control and keeping those people that these liberals, these And what's really shocking is, look at this. There are women of color that they are sticking in front of this to try to pretend that, oh, we're only doing this out of concern for those poor women in sub-Saharan Africa. No, this is a crock of shit. So it makes me so angry. And the other thing is that when the Hyde Amendment came down, banning use of federal funds for elective abortions in the United States, the abortion lobby just completely lost their shit, screaming about how women were going to be dropping dead left and right from illegal abortions because they couldn't get any more freebies. Okay. And the Centers for Disease Control, and these people are as rabidly pro-abortion as the day is long. They did a study in Georgia once comparing the abortion rates in different counties. And when they found out that rural counties had a lower abortion rate, did they say, oh gosh, I wonder what these rural counties are doing right, and maybe we can replicate it in urban counties? No, they said that they need to go into those rural counties and educate women as to the availability of safe legal abortion. In other words, they need to bring the abortion rate up in rural counties. That is how pro-abortion the CDC is. And they were hoping against hope. They did a study where they looked at hospital admissions for abortion complications among Medicaid eligible women in states that did not elect to pick up the tab for elective abortions versus ones that did. And they thought that in the states that did not fund elective abortions when the federal funding was taken away, that the hospitalizations for abortion complications was going to go through the roof. That's not what happened. They fell. Okay? But they still keep losing their shit. We need to fund these abortions. Now, you want to fund them yourself. Ask Bill Gates for the money, especially seeing how much he wants to push abortion and contraception in poor countries where the women have a lot more melanin in their skin than the average American woman. I'm sure he'd fund lots of abortions for them. So, would you look at this? Studies have repeatedly demonstrated that when people, including young women and adolescent girls, gender non-conforming individuals, and transgender men, biological women who identify as men, are able to control their reproductive lives, there are enormous social and economic benefits, not just for individuals and their family, but for entire communities. Seriously, abortion makes everything good and beautiful. How come child abuse has gotten worse since abortion was legalized? I thought child abuse was going to go away. In fact, what is it? Carl Tyler of the Centers for Disease Control. And I think it was 1970 or 71. It was before Roe versus Wade. He was going before Congress trying to argue in favor of just federally legislating abortion on demand throughout the entire country. And he was saying that this was going to increase maternal deaths because the abortion rate was going to go up. And he was estimating that about 200 women would die of abortion complications every year, but it would be worth it because, he said, in a single generation will completely eliminate child abuse. Well, how's that worked out for you? For these people, abortion does everything except get rid of pesky crabgrass. There is no problem in their minds that abortion won't fix. So they don't bother to report child sexual abuse to the authorities. They'll do the abortion, send the girl back with her abuser for another 6, 8 months, 2, 3, 4, 5 years of abuse. But having that abortion available just made her life better in so many ways. Does an abortion get a woman a job? No. She goes to a pro-life center. Will they help her get a job? Yes. Will an abortion fix the sexual abuse? No. If the woman goes to a pro-life center, what are they going to do? They're going to help her get out of that situation. Does abortion cure domestic violence? No. They go to the pro-lifers. There was a pregnant abortion clinic worker, that the pro-lifers raised money to help spirit her away in the night to a relative in another state so she would be safe from domestic abuse. But somehow in their mind, abortion just fixes everything. Suddenly the rape goes away, the sexual abuse goes away, the unemployment goes away, your mortgage is no longer being foreclosed. And that's another thing that the pro-lifers took care of. This woman in Florida told the pro-lifer outside the clinic that she was having an abortion because she was facing foreclosure. She couldn't even imagine being homeless with her born children, much less being pregnant and then with a newborn. They said, can you give us a couple of weeks? Bam! We raised the money to get her mortgage out of arrears, pay her back bills, have some money, and then she was given financial counseling. It just infuriates me that they've got this one-size-fits-all solution for every single problem a pregnant woman has. Just get rid of that pesky fetus, and everything will be sunshine and unicorns. And now they're wanting to take our tax money and impose their racist population control crap on poor women. Do it on your own dime, you lefty racist pigs.